They are pretty nice. I'm kind of scared for the line because you want to get the blink, so the force staff, who knows when it will come, and you are up against the
Yeah.
clockwork. But yeah, overall I do love it. The tiny comes out. This is what I like from Blacklist. They have vision, and of course Lion, Ricky. These are dead heroes, literally dead heroes.
Yes.
To a tiny, and he's good against the Primal Beast, and definitely good at stopping that run-in from Fnatic, which they're definitely gonna have with 3 melee heroes, one of them being a Darkseer. So I'm really liking this pick from Blacklist.
Yeah, between the Clockwork and the Tiny here, they're very good at disrupting fights once they've been initiated, and you're completely right. We know the Temple of the Primal Beast. We know that he's going to be running into people in the first stage with, of course, Island Shell on, in the second stage with a BKB on, and both the Clock and the Tiny are very good at dealing with that. So yeah, as much as I like the picks from Fnatic, you're completely correct that Blacklist has some very good countermeasures here as well. Now, the only thing I want to see from them is that game ender, like a ranged sieger, ranged DPS dealer, maybe, or something else that can provide the final shove that a Naga draft usually needs.
I'm also always a big fan of the Tiny and the Mirana. I feel like Tiny is the best hero to secure that the arrow will connect. You're just stunned for so long, and the second you use the avalanche, the arrow starts flying in. You have a toss to actually set it up, and then of course you will have the damage, maybe even to kill a Primal Beast in the Darkseer in this game. So I'm a big fan of this pick of Blacklist, and I do believe that they were missing some damage output. Now, well, not so much any longer. Now, when I'm looking at this Blacklist lineup, more and more I'm liking a lifestealer for the other side. Is there a chance for it?
Sorry, I'm still very confused by this Terrorblade ban here. Do you remember that half a year ago, like Naga Siren was considered a TB counter?
Yeah, but I guess you wanted to see a ranged tower pusher on Fnatic, and like Darkseer and the Lion should deal with the Naga, Terrorblade with the other ones. I'm gonna guess that's the thought process here.
Yeah. Well, the Beastmaster's out as well now, which is one of the other heroes that I was going to be in favor of. Anyway, I don't exactly know what a lifestealer would be doing in this game. Like, you'd have a pretty great game, especially versus like the Tiny Mirana combo. Of course, Clockwork's still very annoying to you.
True.
You're a melee hero versus Cogs, which is not exactly phenomenal. So yeah, the Ursa is going to get banned out, one of those heroes that can actually jump over them. And in general, like the melee heroes that you can get that are okay at dealing with Cogs, you're going to be looking at Slark, you're going to be looking at Faceless Void. I think the Slark looks very fragile in this game, but not necessarily like a bad pick. But no, you are completely correct. They will be going for the Lifestealer. Points go to you.
I've always been a fan of a lifestealer versus a Naga. Either it's Maelstrom or it's Radiance, but either way, I do like it. Sometimes people even just go straight up for the Deso, and I think this might be a game for it, because again, it's not necessarily your job to deal with the Naga Siren, and one of the main things is you cannot really be completely countered in lane. So overall, I'm a big fan. Anything now that comes to mind? Are we gonna be seeing a Slardar, even though it's not like the greatest of picks for Blacklist?
Yeah, Slardar feels a little bit like with a Slardar, you really want heroes to take advantage of what he gives him, and that's just not happening here. You'd really be a solo core, and you also don't really finish off your game plan like that, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe they're concerned with any kinds of like big damage range DPS sources, but no, they are not, because there she blows. That's the Raven Drow if I've ever seen it. So
Off.
off lane Naga.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I mean, it is a hero with a lot of armor, so he's not gonna be suffering in a lane versus a lifestealer, but it is gonna be in a lane with a Januel Lion as well. So I'm not 100% certain about this, but it is gonna be a Primal Beast and a lifestealer, right? So you're probably gonna be going early Ags. and
Yeah.
then it makes some kind of sense. So Gabby might be having to build the Manta BKB early on, something that you definitely don't want to do. But that is no, it is a 4 Naga Siren, and it is gonna be a 3 Mirana. I still think the
Oh,
plan for the
Cuckoo.
Naga doesn't change. But
No.
okay, seeing the draft skips, any favorites? We do have something different here for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I gotta say, even with his sudden switch up from a Blacklist, I don't actually think Fnatic is too caught off guard by it, because a Drow in Yen doesn't deal well with getting a run at either, and they have a ton of running at you stuff here. You're going to have the Primal Beast on top of you, there's going to be Lifestealer Infest, this Darkseer is going to be searching everybody, and you know what? Now that they don't actually have to actively counter out that Naga Siren, they are free to focus all their energies on you. And your front line is a clockwork. That's like your AoE control. So I think Rivalry are being clever here, but perhaps not clever enough.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of their lineup, especially against what Fnatic have, because you have some mobility on your cores. You need good positioning, and then the other side has a Lion and a Darkseer. They're constantly gonna be in your face. Overall, and also you put yourself in a position where first 3, 4, 5 minutes you're okay in a lane, but then as enemies get levels you don't do much, and you're up against the Ricky, so that means that he's gonna have 2 times where he's strong, you know, when the Fnatic lineup is strong, meaning from minute 5 and then from minute 15, and usually you should be using that Ricky being weak in the early mid game. So I'm definitely in favor of Fnatic here.
Yeah, like this decision to put the Mirana on a coral as well. You're up versus a Riki. Like there is going to be an AoE smoke cloud starting from level 2, basically level 3 if you know the Ricky really wants to. But that's you're going to die. You're going to need to build a 4-staff on this core Mirana immediately.
Yeah, it is very weird, but we'll see how well Cuckoo can do. I'm a big fan of the Mirana. I think the hero can work. Is this gonna be like Maelstrom, or is this a utility Mirana with the Guardian Greaves and such?
That really all depends on how greedy Cuckoo is feeling. Like I've got a feeling that he'll definitely want to build that Maelstrom first, but his lineup really might not allow any time for it whatsoever, because yeah, with an Ion Shell Ricky running at you, and the need to build that 4-staff, man, I think he's under a lot of item pressure this game, so it might actually necessitate getting Maelstrom.
He's under a lot of pressure either way here, because he starts with a leap. So Cuckoo, I wouldn't want to be him in this lane, because actually I would want to be Januel, who might actually die there. Is this our first blood? He does have a fairy fire, so it's not gonna be that easy. But 2 more hits, not gonna be happening. Cuckoo is the one in trouble with the Ghoul Frenzy. The stun, it's not gonna connect. June will run away. This is way too fast of a hero. Nagasar should be getting the first blood. There it is, but there will be a return as well. What a start here. When Blue Skill and Automo cast, they don't have a kill for 20 minutes. When we cast, we have one 30 seconds into the game. Make it 2. So it is gonna be a nice start there. So who comes out on top there, considering that it is a core that got a kill, and on the other side it is just gonna be a Naga Siren?
Yeah, exactly. I think that Cuckoo, especially with the investment of the leap there, really would have wanted that first blood for himself, finish off that Wraith Band. Now, instead, he's not going to be bringing that extra armor in, and I guess Tims is going to have to tank a little extra.
Yeah, I mean, he does have the Wraith Band on Tims, so he is already very, very strong. We'll see how that one goes. Mid lane. So we have Carl versus Armel. Primal Beast versus a Tiny. I would say this is a Tiny favorite matchup, but how good is Armel gonna do, actually?
It's going to be pretty decent, especially because he has with the charge has a little bit better rune control usually, if you can avoid it getting cancelled, of course, which is a big question mark here. But yeah, as you can see, Carl tossing Armel back constantly does actually have pretty much the same last hit damage when he's got that tree on as a Primal Beast. So I don't think Armel's going to struggle, but Armel definitely has the playmaking possibilities here.
Oh, Armel, he's denying quite a lot there, and now he's taunting the the Tiny, of course. Still, Carl still doing slightly better, but it's only a start to the lane. We'll see how that one develops. Top lane, KP, level 2. Skip rope here for him, so he's definitely having a lot of fun. DJ not allowing the creeps to get denied. And overall, how is this lane gonna go? I've never been a big fan of some range heroes versus a Darkseer, and Drow might be one of them.
Yeah, and it's not just versus a Darkseer, right? This is versus a Darkseer Riki. Like, there's going to be an Ion Shelled Riki on you sooner rather than later. And that's just something that you absolutely... I mean, you're going to take an early level in Gust in this lane, but even then, look at this. Bye.
He's gone. And you have enough armor to survive the Drow. Look at this. He's just going to be TPing away. He doesn't care. He literally doesn't care about the right clicks.
And this is only going to get worse. The levels in Ion Shell are going to tick up. The Riki is going to get more and more tools to dodge out anything the Drow might throw at him, or to escape from the cogs. Like, this lane will not get better, and we might be seeing this Drow retreat to the jungle pretty early.
Oh, for a Drow Ranger, you want the lane to last for a long time. So we'll see maybe if there's going to be some tiny rotations, and Carl can maybe put it a little bit in favor of his team, but for now, it's not going to be happening. What is happening is that Raven is last hitting pretty well, and KP isn't. So, in that regard, they're okay currently, and with 2 points in Frost Arrows, KP is going to be smacked quite nicely, but overall, it is currently not that big of a deal when the wave is in your tower. Once there's a level 2 Ion Shell Kips, I think it's going to be a problem here, a big one for Blacklist.
Yeah. I think so as well. Look at that, he's prioritizing putting the Ion Shell on the Riki over actually dealing with the creeps that are in his face, because KP would much rather have these waves for himself under tower while DJ goes and plays around with his favorite friend, the Drow Ranger.
Yeah. They're gonna be having so much fun here. It's
so many hugs.
Yeah, holding hands. Valentine's Day is behind us, but DJ, he's gonna be exercising his love towards Raven in this game for sure. So the Mirana is farming quite nicely here. So Cuckoo, he's making sure that Gabby doesn't have the best time in the world, but overall he's not really slowing down the lifestealer, more so just making sure that he himself is having a good time. So Nagasaran is it seems like gonna be a good hero to secure a decent lane for the Mirana.
Yep, and you have to not underestimate how good of a laner a core Mirana is. Your animation is fantastic. You've got some pretty decent range and harass potential, and you can see here that Gabby is kind of indecisive whether or not he's going to stick with the wave or not, because on one hand he needs a lifesteal in order to stay in this lane, but on the other hand, the Mirana just keeps on harassing him, and it's very annoying.
Especially with the 2 raid bans, the damage is insane. He did buy a chainmail, and once you get the phase boots, things do become different, but you can never really threaten the Mirana's life, other than in the pre-level 2, when he just uses all of his leaps, I guess, but that's probably not going to be happening any longer, especially now with the when the lane has started. But we are gonna have a little bit of a stalemate. So, Kips, any ideas when we'll have and where we'll have the next action? Top lane Raven is taking some damage, but DJ can't really do all that much. He's dead. No, DJ, he's living, he's baiting. The multi-shot is not gonna be connecting. Now KP going for AU is gonna be fast, but pushed back, and in the end, no one dies.
I would have laughed either way what happened. Like, if he gets locked to the cogs, that's funny. If he gets bounced off, that's also funny.
Little catapult bringing tangos. AU is gonna be getting a lot of his HP back. So far so good here in the top lane. The Drow Ranger is actually doing quite nice for herself.
Yeah, she's still doing fine, but KP has already caught up. And at the very least, like, this is a good position now. 2 pushbacks.
Yeah, well,
oh.
They're playing this really well.
Yeah.
They definitely are, and even with all of the pressure of the Riki, well, he started taking damage. Drow Ranger can be very nasty at some point. I'm really liking that Raven did pick up a point in Gust. I think Drow Rangers more often than not get greedy and get a second point in multi-shot, and then they regret it. Now this is gonna be giving them a nice kill.
Exactly, and in some lanes I can understand trying to get away with it, but in this one,
well,
definitely not. And the line goes down bot. Yeah, both of these off lanes bring a lot of lane pressure into the carries. And Gabby should normally be decently fine standing up versus 2 under a wave, but the relentless harassment and the minus armor as well coming out from Tim's is really starting to add up.
Yeah, I really like that Tims didn't go for the net immediately. So he waited for his Mirana to be level 4 and that he's level 3. And then they went for a kill. Because the level 4 Mirana with 2 points in Starstorm really does a lot more damage than a level 3 Mirana. And instantly they get a kill. So I'm a big fan of how they approach this lane. You know, farm, harass, farm. And then once the time comes, we know when it is, we're gonna go for the Lion.
Exactly, they're not in a hurry here to force anything, to make any kind of plays that, you know, that are well, forced. And we've seen Fnatic before, and that kind of like relaxed attitude. Both they have that as well, but you know, Blacklist may be also able to switch that off and on again, as opposed to just sitting in that as the rune control. Yeah,
A little bit
that was
easier.
a potential clash.
True. But of course, it's a bit easier for Blacklist. They have really 2 good supports at rotating, who are very tanky. When you look at the line, he comes to the mid lane, and he's probably just dead. So I like
So
that
he does not. And it said, ooh.
Barely.
That's always like, do you really want to play with that Cuckoo? Like, why are you holding that leap exactly?
He's waiting for an extra spell. Top lane. A spell will be used called Vacuum. Pulls back AU. Doesn't really do anything more than that. Cuckoo, he is now trying to kill himself onto the creeps in the jungle, but obviously that's most likely not gonna happen. Cuckoo, get away.
Charge.
Yep, Armel will get the kill on Raven on top, and TP from Carl, but a little bit too late. He's not even gonna catch the Darkseer. This is not good for Blacklist. They're losing some time.
Absolutely, because that could have been. I mean, he has an illusion rune on Carl, right? It's not really like he was going to have the best rotation anyway. This might be a big catch.
He's gone. He has nowhere to go. He's gonna go with the trample, but it doesn't matter. With the Avatos combo, he's dead. Armel, I don't know what he was thinking there. He was just baiting them into his own death, it seems like.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he was supposed to just get off scot-free there, walk back into the mid lane, clear some more, enjoy that Tiny went after him to make a useless rotation. And instead, Cromwell gets the way more valuable kill.
We saw the Moonlight Shadow. They thought it was a move towards top, but it is towards the mid. Actually, Januel, he does have a sentry there, so he's going to be more than fine. The second they see him move, they're going to know what's up, and Blacklist are going to continue farming here in the mid lane. So, not much there. Stun on the Tiny. Carl is having some really nice footwork here to dodge that one.
Yep. And he is doing better on a net worth chart already than the Primal Beast, which is really good news for him, because as we know, the Tiny is waiting for his Blink Dagger time to really properly get his farm advantage in. And his farm advantage, of course, being murder, he will kill his way towards the rest of his items.
For sure, and we're seeing that he's 500 gold ahead of Armel. So the Primal Beast currently behind. Of course, after that death, that's to be expected. And Fnatic are going towards the bottom lane, though Tims is in such an aggressive position that I don't think the Mirana is going to die.
No, this is just got Tim's name written all over it. He'll be happy to take that death for a score. Got the D-ward already. Got some information. Smoke did not reach Cuckoo, and Cuckoo is going Maelstrom. That's the former mid lane Rhino.
Let's go, Cuckoo. So he's gonna be showing us how it's done. And considering that he does have a drow, the damage output of these two, if they can get the hits in, is gonna be insane.
Exactly. It's a very old combo, isn't it, Mirana Drow? Especially back where multiple people would get the wait. Or am I confused here? Was Leap a multiple people thing?
Yes, it gave movement and attack speed to everyone around you where you would land, not where you would jump from, if I remember correctly. Yeah. That's the
you're
case.
remembering correctly. I just had to make sure. It's early in the morning, man.
No, it's 6. You know, we Dota players, we wake up at 3, go to the gym, we have a cold shower, and then we play Dota. Yeah, that's I don't know. Do you You're just here saying it so that the viewers feel better, but we know that we are always on the grind. Just kidding, of course. So it is very early in the morning, so we're trying to get ourselves into this game, into this lower bracket grand finals. This is the last day, so we do need a little bit more excitement here, but overall, currently there's only 4 kills on each side, so I think I jinxed it by calling out Automo and Blue Scale there.
Yeah. Yeah. They heard you and like, oh, these arrogant casters. They think they're gonna get like fireworks.
Yeah.
Why don't we just all 3 pick 3 farming lanes? Actually, that's really not what happened. This Darkseer usually enables people to play very active. We've got once more this Primal Beast on top, but there is no more Drought to be found here. Raven has had a fantastic lane for the amount of pressure that he's faced. And I wonder if that has something to do.
Okay, Carl made a mistake. He went for the Avatos combo instead of just securing that the Lifestealer does get arrow. That would have been a kill.
We need to go back in.
Yeah, they are. He does have the infest, but it doesn't matter because he will be dead before he gets into the Primal Beast. Armel, he's all alone. He's roaring. He wants to kill Carl. Not gonna be happening, especially now with a hookshot being there. Ricky is in the vicinity too. KP will be TPing in, but I think Fnatic, you have to bail here if you want to live. Januel is coming over. Illusions will die, and the jump in from Ricky is taking a lot of damage from Cuckoo, and Carl will be going down to the finger. So very nicely done, Januel. He was put in a net there. DJ jumps out, but it's not gonna be happening because Stars will follow him everywhere, and Cuckoo does get himself another one.
Yep, and if you get to play the Mirana like this, I think you're very happy with your game. Of course, the Tiny, not as happy, but I guess he had to walk in there just because his courier was dead. Did it die in the middle of all of it?
I doubt it, because it only has 15 seconds to come back.
Exactly, so the Ricky sniped it before that fight, and that was supposed to be a Blink Dagger reveal, but instead he's, you know, making that rotation, forced to walk in, and it does not end up exactly well for him.
Is there a hero currently that the Dota players hate more than a Ricky? I mean, even when he's weak, he's just annoying, slaying your couriers, staying behind the enemy lines, and just waiting for those poor little couriers because he knows that he's useless against the heroes at this point.
Yeah, I think he's like on par with, you know, the techies of this world. Hook shot arrow.
Oh, Mech, does it save him? It does save him for now. He's gonna die to the battery assault. No one came close. Januel said, I don't want to be next to that. And they're gonna smash the Clockwork to the ground. At least they're gonna get their revenge. Though KP, he is gonna be a much better target while Carl reveals his blink that was earlier sniped in the courier. And now he shows the power of the Tiny, the real power of the Tiny. Gets himself a big one.
Hey, what are you doing? You knew, man. You knew it was on that courier. You knew the respawn timer.
Do Ricky players click on the courier and kill it, or do they just kill it? I would go for the first one, and then probably just kidding. 15 minutes in, you have to know that the Tiny has a blink.
Yeah. It's also impossible to avoid, right? And I just want to say here that we're not just talking about any old Ricky player. We're talking about DJ here. A bit of respect to my boy's name. He clicks the couriers before he kills them. He's a gentleman.
True. If they are not carrying anything, maybe he decides to let them live sometimes. Though this bottom tier 1, it's not gonna be allowed to live.
No, and that means that we're officially at the tower trade where Armel's already behind the top tower as well. Trying to see if he can charge out, contribute to that push there. But the real push is now ongoing in mid.
That's the real one. That's the important one. That's the one that you have to defend if you're Fnatic. Because Tiny with a blink this early on, if you don't have a tower, you're in trouble. And to be honest, they're not gonna have a tower. They're coming over a little bit too late.
Yeah, there's this entire wave to clear out. Armel really was a bit too visible on top there. And look at this positioning from Blacklist. Look at that line drawn in the sand. Everybody ready to react. Like, you go on the draw first, Carl comes in the second layer, then AO comes in third layer. Oh, then Tim's pops.
Carl made him. Carl did make a mistake going into the charge, but Armel is still dropping down with Infest. He's gonna be alive, and another finger will be successful. Tims, he starts singing, but it's gonna be a death song because his clockwork is already gone, and he will just have to move away. They get the arrow into the poor Ricky. DJ jumps to the side. Maybe he can get himself to the low ground. He was hoping that the creeps will kill him, but for some reason, they don't get the hits in. And now, here comes the Primal Beast. He did buy his BKB. Cuckoo, you better run. Does have the 2 leap charges, but the Beast is coming for you. And he jumps to the low ground. Nice positioning, Armel, but I'm out. Are you? Are you really, Cuckoo? He's gonna get on top of him. The Pulverize will start, and there is also gonna be a wall, so Cuckoo is gonna be looking at his own face as he's being taken down.
At least he died looking at something beautiful, huh? But yeah, another foot, the shoe's on the other foot, because Gabby is already hitting into that middle tower, bringing it down very low, and I actually think, yeah, not even a deny out from the Tiny there. That's suddenly the mid towers equalized, and the side towers equalized. This game went from very static to very open all of a sudden.
And also, DJ has a shard. That is a big thing for sure, because finally, the Ricky is gonna be a problem.
Yes, and he is doing so now in a very open map with a lot of dark space, not too much vision down yet. So he is going to get a lot of space to roam, to give information, and of course to see if he can find pickoffs specifically for Armel to charge into, of course, maybe with an Ion Shell on him. But that is the kill combo that we're looking for. Januel would like to actually still get a shard first before his Blink Dagger. I was like, surely he must be pretty far into it by now, but he still wants to be able to take care of these Naga illusions, I think.
Looking at him, I'm actually thinking, does he even get the blink? It might be shard into a 4-staff. I actually wouldn't hate it, because you already have a lot of heroes that are going to be jumping in.
That's true, it just means that he is really not part of the Ricky follow-up crew, and makes Ricky follow-up crew rather small indeed.
A arrow will be picked up by Gabby. They're not allowing any hook shots. No shenanigans here. AU will be going down. I really like the Lifestealer build up. He did go for a halberd. This is my favorite Lifestealer build. If you can get away with it, armlet into a halberd, you get a shard, and then you get a damage item. And that is when, one, you don't die, two, you actually do decent amounts of damage. So I'm a big fan what they're going for.
And it's a great build to itemize versus physical damage dealers, which is as a haver of a free magic immunity, one of the better things to have. And here with that halberd, with the Drow being the primary enemy damage dealer, yeah, that's gonna feel good.
Armel, he has his BKB, not gonna be using it just yet. It is gonna be Tims that goes for the utility build on the Naga Siren. He's actually having a decent amount of farm for a support, a lot more than the Ricky and the Lion, so he's gonna have those Guardian Greaves in no time. But the supports of Fnatic, they are gonna be getting some help there from the Philosopher's Stone, just picked up by Gabby.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing the return of some pretty old EGM strats here with the support Naga, and yeah, because she's usually on the long lane, pushing in with illusions, getting a lot of farm, you can in fact itemize that way, and that does mean that Cuckoo is free to build some damage and then a Leaping Spear.
Cuckoo has been found. He's gonna be slept, and they're not gonna be going forward. I thought they were gonna pulverize him there, but Armel didn't want to pop the BKB, and because it's Cuckoo, he'll be fine.
Yeah, if your goal is just to draw attention, to put pressure, then maybe you don't actually need to spend a BKB charge to get that kill there. But yeah, it's an interesting look into the mindset of Armel at this moment, right? Because he's got that regen rune, he's got that BKB. He could put up a lot of pressure right now and, you know, force kills with it, but clearly he's not actually interested. They have some vision in the Radiant or in the Dire jungle, they're happy with that. He goes around clearing some waves, he's happy with that, so his farm isn't behind either. And yeah, the Dire are currently clustered in this little corner of the map, smoked up, seeing if they can break out. The current target is Armel though, and he has a BKB and a Sanj now to defend himself.
He is in under vision. He's gonna get
Oh.
arrowed, so extra status resistance not gonna be helping you from 100 to 0. He falls. In the back line, the Drow is gonna be killing the Riki, hides behind the tree, but gets brought down either way. Tiny now, he has some open wounds on him, and there's gonna be a finger right in there, killing him down. Gabby tries to do some damage, not gonna be doing that much, but actually Tim's, his song will stop. He's not gonna be able to sing for a very long time, and now he's gonna be going down just as well. It's gonna be a double kill for Gabby, and they're searching for more. Cuckoo doesn't have any more leaps. There's gonna be a vacuum, but just a little bit off the mark. Cuckoo is out.
That was not a successful breakout attempt for Blacklist Rivalry. They might be able to have the 100 to 0. Oh, and now Cuckoo gets found here as well. Are they... KP doesn't really have the status to go any further.
Yeah, no mana on the Darkseer. He is gonna have the Guardian Greaves fairly soon, but there is gonna be an Aghanim Scepter on the Darkseer, and that means that the normal punch is coming in. So that's gonna be a big problem. That's a lot of lockdown, and also, you know, those illusions. If it's a Drow Ranger, it's gonna be doing quite a lot of damage. So I would be concerned right now if I was Blacklist.
Absolutely, especially because that is a double damage rune on the Lifestealer walking into the pit. He's going to have a basher very soon, so that's where Cuckoo really has to be, you know, praying to his lucky stars that he doesn't actually end up getting bashed, because your leap charges do no good versus that.
You're still up against the Clockwork, so this is a bit of a dangerous territory. They're blocking the hook shot. He's in a good position, though it seems like they know. Row dropping low.
What?
Yep, great positioning there. Instant Hex. He gets pulled up. The Battery Assault will save him from the Pulverize, but it's not going to save him from the right clicks of Gabby. So it is just going to be a freebie as well as a Roche.
Absolutely excellent. Yeah, everything looking up for Fnatic right now. Of course, they are looking at a challenge in that they haven't really fought the Drow Ranger just yet, and she does have the Hurricane Pike up right now. So she's going to require a lot of layers of initiation to take down. And that spreads your team out, makes it easy for heroes like Cuckoo or Carl to hit into, but at the very least they're going to be having that opportunity, especially with the Aegis in their pocket. I wonder if we're going to see some attempted infest shenanigans with that.
So Gabby, he now has a Basher. The Raven Drow does have a BKB. I was thinking that the Lifestealer goes for a Scotty, but he wants a Basher AC, so wants to be helping his team a little bit. Mirana and DJ, they're gonna be stunning each other, and Cuckoo has nowhere to go this time around. He should be taken down. Armel pops the BKB. You're not getting out this time with the finger. That's gonna be another kill. Armel with the BKB. He's not really an easy target at all, but DJ, he definitely is. Januel, without any defensive items, without a blink, without a force staff, he's gonna have to accept his death. But from the other side, Gabby's coming. Open wounds onto the Clockwork. He's gonna be going through the little guy very easily. Yes, I do want to be trapped with you. Thank you for just choosing to die right next to me. But they might take down the Aegis. Lifestealer dropping low. He does have the infest. He's not gonna be giving that one out just so easily. And now the sleep does come through with the wall. They don't want to be fighting against that one. Blacklist. The question is, do you have a choice? A very fast surge. Gabby coming forward. He decides he doesn't want to do it.
Armel still has that onslaught if they want to get back in, but no.
Yep. We are just gonna have a pause here, Kips. A bit of a breather. Januel probably having some internet issues. Hopefully they do get resolved fairly soon so that we can get back into this game. 14 to 14, 1k gold lead. No big difference in this one. This is anybody's game. But if you would have to give an advantage to a team, do you have someone that is currently feeling better in this game?
I still favor Fnatic. They have the vision advantage with the Riki. They have, with Gabby, a core that matches up really well versus all the cores over on the side of Blacklist. And I think in general, like, they have the more proactive play style here, right? It's really up to Blacklist to sit back, see what kind of openings they can get, hope that, you know, there's pickoffs available for the Tiny. Who is going into an Aghanim Scepter, by the way, so ready to bring the physical damage. But we've seen that fall flat before, where if the Tiny doesn't have enough extra damage behind him, the Aghanims is also not really that big of a deal. So yeah, I favor Fnatic here.
It does have a Drow and a Mirana, so the damage should be there. I'm just scared that Blacklist are gonna get overrun at some point. Of course, Tim's probably is gonna be getting a shard, be very good at resetting fights. Lifestealer goes for a rage, use the ulti, then you just focus on him. I can see a lot of potential plays here for Blacklist, but I do agree. I think Fnatic have more opportunities to create fights, and it's much easier not to make a mistake when you are running in than when you are on the defensive. But for now, we're just gonna be seeing two fresh BKBs on the side of Blacklist. So if they can get themselves a good position, the fight can be theirs.
It's an interesting opinion you have there, by the way. Like, it's easier to not make mistakes when you're running in than when you, because you usually get more information if you're the team that's getting run into, and a lot of pro teams actually prefer to be the lineup that's getting ran into rather than the lineup running, because you get to make more informed decisions. Like, sure, you have to make them split of the moment. You don't have the initiative. I think it's like maybe even the wrong attitude, I might say, a little bit of the cowardly attitude, you know, like, okay, we're just gonna wait until they come, they give us the info, and then we're gonna like clap back.
I usually look at it this way. If it's two tier 1 teams, and Blacklist and Fnatic, they haven't been looking the greatest lately, but they are. You know, we could say these are tier 1 teams. The one who has potential for more plays should be ahead, because if you do everything right when you're running in, if you chose when to run in at a good time, it should be your fight. So it comes down to Fnatic.
Agree. Yeah, because that is the thing about playing proactive. If you are in control, if you can anticipate what's going to happen in this game, and let's face it, you've all played like thousands of pubs, you know all of the heroes that the enemy is playing inside out, you've faced them hundreds of times before. Like, if you can make sure that on a team level you understand what happens when you run in, then yeah, what's the extra information from the enemy going to do unless you're positioned wrong, for example? That's really not something that a team of Fnatic's caliber is likely to do, or at least as likely to do as a tier 2 team.
But let's see now, 25 minutes in. The game will continue. There was some issues there with Januel, but he is back, he's ready, he is kicking. But for now, this Aegis is not gonna be used for too much on the side of Fnatic. They lost their supports. They tried to fight back. In the end, it didn't work out too well. So we are gonna have another stalemate here while the Lifestealer is going for an AC. Would you prefer an AC or a Scotty here for him?
I think AC, just because of the minus armor effect of the Drow, especially for your poor Primal Beast, who's otherwise going to end up shredded in this game. Talking about shredded Primal Beasts.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. He's literally shredding 2 heroes. So no shredded Primal Beasts here. Just shredded heroes under the Primal Beast. Fnatic get themselves 2 kills. And Ricky and the Primal Beast have really been doing a good job. I actually cannot believe that Cuckoo is going for a Lincoln Sphere over the BKB. Even once he gets it, I still see him dying very easily in the smoke screen.
Exactly, like I was talking about a 4-stat before. Clearly he wants to play a core, but then, you know, the BKB is the item to go, right? But instead we've got a Lincoln Sphere, which means that he is really aiming to get Raven to the position where he can actually fight, where he can hopefully reflect that normal punch, so he doesn't have to deal with that illusion of himself. Maybe it survived the pulverize.
You cannot reflect the normal punch, right?
Oh, you cannot.
Yeah,
it's an auto attack, right?
Yep. It's literally I'm going super fast, right? And then a supersonic punch, but it's called the normal punch. Sorry, actually.
Because I don't see the build very often, which makes the Lincoln Sphere all the more confusing to me.
Armel, he could be in some trouble. They're getting out, and he pops the BKB. There has the status resistance, so that's why he can pop the BKB even during the avalanche. They do have the hook shot. You popping the BKB doesn't mean that you live. He's gonna try to get out of the cogs. No battery assault for 2 seconds, and he's out. He's actually out of that one. Yep, you want to farm creep, say you, then you're not gonna be getting heroes.
Oh, the frustrating duality of being a support. It's like my spells need to always be off cooldown so I can fight, but that means I won't be getting any items, and then my team is going to be angry because I feed. So I use my spells, but then I don't have status to fight, and my team is going to be angry.
Yep, and considering that they're gonna be angry anyways, you might as well just get your 4 staff as soon as possible, so who the hell cares? But with that missed gank, Blacklist, they did lose a lot of time on the map, so it is gonna be a 5k goal lead here for Fnatic. And Cuckoo, well, his Lincolns comes into play, and he's gonna be safe.
He is going to be safe for now, but he has been pressured back again as well, and that means that Gabby is just having the freest time of his life on his bottom side of the map. Look at how clustered Blacklist are playing versus Fnatic again.
They're up against the Riki. They have to. They know they can easily get caught, and now they're thinking, okay, let's kill KP. We're all together, but DJ sees you clearly, and you're gonna miss the hook shot. KP very fast. Already thinking about going in. Raven is gonna be found. Immediately pops the BKB. The song, the panic buttons from Blacklist. Just press everything and run away, and they will be able to do so.
Well. Yeah, Armel throws a tantrum. He doesn't get to shred anybody, but that's okay. He's got the blade mail. He's got the full Kaya Sanj. He's going to be coming in like a wrecking ball here. And they know exactly where Blacklist are going to be. There's only one spot on the map for them to be, which is the triangle.
Let's see if Miley will be getting on top of these people. And Carl is he is fine. He should be able to get himself out. The avalanche. 3-throw does have a blink and a TP, and he should be using it instantly, and he does. That's gonna be a Tiny that survives.
Wrong guess from Fnatic, but that's really a coin flip there. Either he blinked back or he blinked forward. Armel picks back. He's wrong, but you know, the hunt continues.
Yep. Now, Blacklist, they have a gem. So it was bought there, gonna be given to the Tiny, who did finish off his Echo Saber again. Doesn't want to have the Aghanims without that one, or he's just gonna be disassembling the Echo Saber too for the Aghanims. We'll see what he decides. But this Moonlight Shadow, they get themselves out on the map a bit, but overall, Blacklist again get nothing. Oh, jump in, Carl. He sees the Riki, and yeah, arrow not even needed. He went with the Sleeping Dart. You dodge it. Very nicely done by Carl.
Absolutely deserved. Like, as much as I think that Fnatic should have the better playmaking capability here, Blacklist has clearly showed that they are not helpless whatsoever between the Clockwork and the Tiny. Lots of jumping potential there as well.
Fnatic, though, even without their Riki, they're thinking about engaging a fight. Tims.
Shadow has a blink.
Okay, that's gonna be a big one if he can get it off. If he can jump in and get a good initiation, you don't want to be using that one on a Lincolns, but you want to be using it on a Tiny immediately with a hook shot. Clockwork. Tiny is going to be destroying this line. Nice initiation, my friend, but Carl, you have put yourself in a bad position. Does have a BKB. That was a 9-second charge. It's going to take a lot of time before it goes down, but poor Teams is dead. KP comes in. It's going to be creating an illusion of the Drow Ranger onto the high ground. No, I would want to be there. Not my illusion. The Tiny will be slapped, and now the Riki, the one that fell earlier, is coming over, but the Ogre Steel Totem. Tiny tries to get himself away. The TP out not gonna be happening. He tosses the Proud Beast away. Imagine how strong he is. This guy is heavy, but Tiny is heavy as well. But it seems like it's for his team, because he is gonna be giving a lot of gold to the enemies. Not only real gold, but also a asset, a gem gets given to Fnatic.
Yeah, and GG is going to be happy as a clam with that one. Immediately starts dewarding. Thanks. I didn't want to have to buy that myself. That's going to be the end of most of the dire vision that's left on the map.
That is true. Elven Tunic for a Lifestealer as well. He's level 20, so the Ghoul Frenzy is slow. If he gets on top of you, have no BKB, you are not moving away from this guy with the open wounds and that. It is just going to be completely impossible. Blacklist, can they do much? Oh.
Don't give that gem away.
Oh, they're going for the Lifestealer. They're trying to kill him. He's gonna have the rage. He needs to infest, and he gets into General just at the last time. Armel going forward. They're gonna get the sleep onto the Drow Ranger, and now she's gonna be punched. You're punching a lady with a vacuum onto all of them, but they will be fine for now. Raven gets himself out still. He's gonna be raining down arrows, and no one is dying, not just yet. AU will be punched, and his illusion there in the backline not even slept. Tims Has his ulti, he's keeping them in place. The lifestealer, he's gonna have a rage, and he pops it immediately. Wants to defend the Riki. This Riki is not gonna be defended, and the gem will be taken back. The Hex onto the Tiny. No, he doesn't want to be caught. He wants to get his BKB off, but look at the BKB from Armel going into the backlines. Now the two beasts will be fighting each other, but Carl going forward, and you have to run. Lifestealer not even mana enough for his rage. He's gonna be given a little bit there from the line. Beautifully done by Januel. He gets the stun onto the Tiny. He's finding this Tiny. He's not allowing him to initiate properly, but in the end he will fall. Blacklist finally get themselves a nice fight.
And that was definitely based on counter engaging, although the fact that they create the opening there by they go on the Riki, which means that probably he's pinging, he's in the comms like, hey guys, help me. And then at that same time they go on a lifestealer. That means there was a lot of confusion there on Fnatic's side for a while, and it nearly gets them the lifestealer kill. And since Gabby is low, he then has quite a lot of trouble actually going in hard for the rest of that fight when he's really needed to try and threaten these backliners.
They are going for Roche here, Blacklist. This is gonna put them completely back in the game. They'll equalize it completely, and you cannot come forward. You don't have two of your heroes. This is it, and it's also gonna be a shard into the hands of the Drow Ranger. Shot. Here comes the arrow. Ricky's dropping low. The wall is protecting him in the vacuum. Onto the three of them. They're not moving. They have the open wounds on them. And AU will be going down. Tims doesn't have his ulti. He's gonna be hexed up. Even if he had it, he would have been dropping down. And Tiny will get punched into the pit by AC. And clearly we have two mountains fighting against each other. Dwayne Johnson versus Dwayne Johnson. But Carl is gonna be living a little bit longer, only for Gabby to gobble up that Tiny, and it is gonna be a double kill for Fnatic. They lose the Roche, they lose that shard, but they will be winning the fight.
And now the pressure is right on back. Yeah, you can see Raven just running into the base. He has a target on his back the size of Texas.
That's a pretty big one at that, and this tower though, it's not gonna be standing here in the mid lane for a lot longer. Finally Fnatic, even though they don't have the Aegis, they're gonna be pushing for another tier 2.
Yep, and why not just get more map control, get more threat out of that Riki. And at the very least, you have that gem back on him now as well. That's some of the fastest gem flip-flopping that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, they're literally tossing it around between each other, but that's nice, you know. Everyone gets to see a little bit of the map, the ward, and then gives it back to the opponents. Blacklist, they do have a Aegis, so they're coming out. Though I'm a little bit scared for them because they are very squishy on most of their heroes.
They are, yes, and especially if they don't get eyes on Armel from the start, for example, if they can't put Carl on top of him and have the mountain versus mountain fight, then it's going to be very hard to avoid him gunning for your fragile targets, like the Drow, like the Mirana.
One thing that we haven't seen that we might see is a vacuum into an Impale. Sorry, Earth Spike. Gabby, silenced up. He doesn't have that Satanic just yet. The Avalanche will miss. He's surviving. Gets the disarm. And there's the rage. Give me my HP back. And he's gonna be getting all of it. Tims, this is how you kill people, my friend. Oh, actually, with a song, with the power of his voice, Naga Siren, she will be surviving. And Carl, with the BKB, gets himself out. That was so close. If the Naga dies, everybody follows. Cuckoo?
Yep. I mean, he's protected from this Riki.
There's the BKB off. Goes for TP out. The punch. They're not gonna be coming through.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Sending you back into your base. Again. And his gold lead just keeps increasing for Fnatic. Even though, you know, ostensibly, the Aegis is on Blacklist. They should be dominating the map right now, winning these fights, right? Right? And I think the problem is that they know that if they lose this Aegis once, they're probably going to lose it twice. They're not going to get anything out of it, and they lose base immediately after. So they'd really rather have Fnatic make a mistake on going in and capitalize on it afterwards. But that Aegis is running low by now.
Yeah, there's only a minute and a half left on it, but the biggest deal for me here, Kips, is the Satanic on the Lifestealer. The silences, the nets, the way that you control this guy, they're no longer there. You're not killing him. We saw what happens if he gets his rage off, and now with the Satanic, he'll always be able to do so.
And I think they smell trouble.
Yeah, I think that Tims is dead, but actually, he's surviving for now. Doesn't have the song just yet. Lifestealer inside of the cogs. We talked about it. Maybe you can kill him. He's still trapped. He wants to get out of this one. He's gonna be pushed out. Okay, he's hitting those cogs just because he's super mad. The Drought Ranger Lincolns will get cancelled out, and that's gonna be it. No one dies.
No one dies again, but it keeps on happening this way. Fnatic storms out Blacklist are like, can we win this fight? They say nope, and they get herded back into their base. And we've seen this 4 or 5 times now. They took 2 fights that were decent, though not good enough. And then a couple of fights where they couldn't get out either. So they're constantly on the back foot here against the playmaking potential of Fnatic. And they just can't get a break, man.
Okay, so talk to me, Kips. Are we gonna be seeing, and please say yes, are we going to be seeing a vacuum into an Earth Spike on a couple of heroes?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, thank you, thank you. Now
All
I feel
your dreams are gonna
happy.
come true.
Now I feel super excited, and that is the thing that we are waiting for that good combo by Fnatic. If they do get it off, Blacklist, they're gonna be in a ton of trouble.
So at least they know that the lifestealer was just top, so they can move out towards the bottom side of the map. As a support here, like, hey, you really got to think about these ward placements, man. Like, where can I put this that the Riki, like, just put it deep enough? Yeah, exactly. That the Riki will never ever go back there, and hope you get some information out of it. Because if you put it, you're just gonna lose it.
Look at Gabby, he has no role models because he's the best, right? And this tower, I think it's gonna be accepting that one because he's just mopping it down. The trees come flying and do absolutely no damage to an almost 4k HP with the armor turned on, 30 armor lifestealer.
Yep. Carl is working on the crit, that's definitely going to help, and there's a bunch of heroes on Fnatic that will just fall over when they get hit by that, but certainly not Gabby. Definitely also not Armel. And Gippy himself is going to be pretty tanky as well, although doesn't have as much armor, but he is building something way more important than armor. He is building a Hex, and he's nearly got the money for it too.
So, overall, the Darkseer will have a Hex. Armel is working towards it. Obviously, he's not as close. Mirana TPing to the base. Is this a good time for Blacklist to smoke? Okay, maybe not smoke, but Moonlight Shadow used. They're not gonna find anyone so far.
And Tims has another gem. So he is given up on trying to get it back. Got himself another one. I mean, he does have the cash. Now they are trying to strike back on the vision front. But they are limited to such a small space to try and do what they now. There is your combo!
Only onto the illusions, but it is a dead Naga. Immediately buys back Gabby. He cannot go through the cogs. He does have that talent on AU, so Gabby will have to be forced tapped out. Here comes the arrows from the Drow. Already the BKB was used. Armel goes in, and he wants to crush all of them. Januel will be taken down by Cuckoo, but that's going to be a BKB gone. We have nothing to fight with. They will stop Armel. It cannot be running in, but now the normal punch is there. The Drow illusion will sleep too, but the lifestealer, he doesn't want to. In the end, even the bad child will go to sleep, but now it will expire. The vacuum will connect onto the two of them, and here comes another one. The only tiny that was alive was the illusion. Armel throwing a tantrum, and look at him with this Shiva. He's not taking any damage. They're gonna go for the Mirana. Another leap charge will get used. Bosco is okay. Here comes the arrow. It's gonna be missing. He doesn't connect on the arrow, and because of it, his guy is dead. Cuckoo, he wants to get himself out. There is gonna be a sleeping dart, but he is already in his fountain, and he'll be okay, even with the buyback there. Raven won't be getting anything for himself, and Fnatic, they completely overwhelm Blacklist, increase the gold lead, but at least no Raxes will fall.
Well, not yet, and you don't have the best of Siege with Gabby, but I don't think he's afraid of anything. He's just gonna stand and deliver for a while, see how much damage they can deal to him, and the answer is, nah, it's alright, I guess.
Yeah, they don't touch him. They literally don't touch him. They want the MKBs here. Cuckoo. Lincoln's broken. But they didn't immediately use their spells. He's gonna be in the smoke screen. And without the BKB, he might not ever get out of that one. And that is Armel going in. Just over everyone. Raven will pop the BKB to run away. And you should run faster or you're all gonna die. There is gonna be an arrow into Armel. Carl turns around to fight. He's gonna be bashed. He's out of the smoke screen. He doesn't even attack. That's a dieback. It's GG. It's over. Game 1. Fnatic are the victors.
And they played, once again, one of those very relaxed games, but in this time, I really don't mind at all. If you overplay your hand here, if you go in too fast here, certainly you are going to get punished by Blacklist, and Blacklist was angling for that, hoping that you're going to give them an opportunity to, sacrifice your supports to Cuckoo, have your course try to get at Raven, but fail to do so. And instead, Fnatic, actually, we're in a hurry. We've got this lifesteal and we've got all these great engagement opportunities. If this doesn't work out, we just, step back and try again. And all of that continued pressure really put Blacklist on the back foot here. I don't really see any way that they could have played this better over on their side.
That was that lifesteal really did work out quite nicely. I also like the way that he built it, because he saw the enemies were so squishy. And then he just went for, okay, I'm just going to go for survivability. And we are going to have enough damage, because with the Darkseer lineup, you very rarely lack that. But Fnatic, Kips, when they came into the tournament, they didn't really look so good. What changed?
I'm not sure exactly. I think at the start especially, they just got the news that they were not going to be playing under the Fnatic tag for much longer anymore. That might have been a bit of an emotional shock. But maybe it was freeing afterwards. The idea that whatever they do, there's not really any pressure on their backs anymore. What happened. We're not going to be, we're not going to have to uphold this name anymore. We're in a smaller tournament, so we might as well just, play Dota and try to enjoy ourselves. And this does look like they're playing Dota and enjoying themselves.
And that was a good game to start off a long day, because guys, we're gonna have now the lower bracket finals, and then we're gonna be moving into the best of 5 grand finals. We have a long road ahead today, a lot of great Dota coming up, and hopefully you will all be here to follow it with us. With that being said, we are gonna go on to a short break, but we will be back in just 10 minutes with more Dota.